The Tower of Babel didn't actually happen, and yet it's still true. Hi, I'm Jeremy. I'm a deep skeptic, also a pastor. So the fact that the Tower of Babel didn't actually happen is a surprise to no one. There is no archaeological, there is no etymological, any sort of academic evidence at all that all languages originated from a single place, that there was any sort of moment at which people all spoke the same language, or sort of none of it. Also, no evidence that there was some sort of campaign to build a tower all the way to God or anything like that. And this doesn't have to shake your belief in God or in the Bible or anything like that, because things can be true in multiple ways. And this is one of those places where it is not literally true. This didn't actually happen, but it's true in a different way. This story is true in the way that a poem is true. It's true in this way that an allegory is true. It's true because it helps us understand something about our life and the way that we live in the world. So in this story, humanity is really impressed with itself, as we often are, and they have this amazing technology to be able to build large, tall buildings that seem to touch the heavens where God is. And there's this moment at which humanity in this story, embarks on this exciting mission to build a tower into heaven. Also things that aren't possible, building towers into heaven. But what happens then is that it says that God comes down to see it, which is kind of mocking how tall this building is, that God couldn't see it from heaven, has to come down to look at it. It's a joke if you were reading this in the original context. And then it says that God confuses their language and scatters them all over the earth because he was concerned about them focusing on this building project. Now, there are multiple layers of truth here, multiple layers of understanding. The literal one, the sort of surface level one, is obviously this ancient need to describe how things came to be and how there were multiple languages and multiple cultures and all of that kind of stuff. That one is interesting, but not very helpful because it's not true. That's not how language is developed. But there are deeper meanings. And here's a layer of meaning that I think is most helpful for us today, which makes this the most true for us today. And that is that this is also a story about people focusing everything on technology and not on the people around them. And when God confuses the languages, God scatters them all over the earth, God creates multiple cultures. And it's sort of the result is that they stop focusing at that point on technology. And I'll be honest, I need to hear the truth of this story every day. Because for many of us, for me, many days are spent in the Tower of Babel, right? Many days are spent in the middle of the truth of this story, too focused on technology and not focused enough on other people and on my culture and on all of the wonderful and beautiful things that exist outside of this little box that I'm recording on right now. So yeah, that's not how languages came to be, but this story is deeply true and helpful to us, and a reminder that maybe it's time to stop scrolling and go meet a friend for coffee.